Welcome, boxing fans, to Unbiased Boxing Talk, where we cover all the latest news in the fight game. First off, I want to say sorry for not making many videos as of recently. I just had a lot going on in my life right now, and I'm just trying to focus on other things right now. But I promise I'll try to start making more videos. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So, in this video, I want to talk about Canelo Alvarez moving back down to 160 pounds after his next fight, because I believe it will be at 168 against Billy Joe Saunders or Callum Smith, with Billy Joe Saunders being the front runner, obviously. Canelo's saying he wants that fight right now. But I want to talk about the fights that will happen at 160 after that fight. So the fights that everyone wants to see are with Jermall Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, and a Triple G trilogy. So let's just break down every one of these fights and let's get into why they all will happen and they all can happen. We see Canelo Alvarez fights top-level fighter after top-level fighter every time. He fought Triple G twice, he fought Danny Jacobs, and he moved up 2 weight classes and fought Sergey Kovalev, a dangerous power puncher. Canelo Alvarez, and he's looking to fight Billy Joe Saunders, another undefeated young world champion in his prime. We see that guys like Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade aren't fighting top-level guys. Demetrius Andrade, his next fight is against a guy named Luke Keeler from Ireland and Florida, and we have no idea who this guy is. We have no idea anything about him. We just see that he's a complete nobody. He hasn't deserved. He isn't in the top 10. And he's not a guy like Danny Jacobs. He's not a guy like Jermall Charlo. So I don't get why these guys aren't fighting each other. We see he had a dominant win over Majek Selecki, another guy who had a loss to Danny Jacobs, a dominant loss to Danny Jacobs. And we see he couldn't even get him out of there. And then he also fought an Artur Akavov, stopped him in the 12th round, but it was a tough fight for him. And we see that he won the belt against Walter Katundawa, a guy from Africa, who's a complete nobody. We have no idea who he was. Just another bum. We see that he's not fighting top-level competition like Canelo Alvarez is, and we see that he isn't doing anything to really earn a shot against Canelo Alvarez. He's also fought on guys like Vanes Martirosyan and gotten dropped by guys like Vanes Martirosyan, and tough fights with guys like Jack Kukla. So we see that Demetrius Andrade, he is a slick boxer, has a tricky style, but we see he's really not a danger to Canelo Alvarez like a guy like Sergey Kovalev was, or like Danny Jacobs was, or like a prime Triple G when Canelo fought him after Triple G was mauling through everybody. And we go to Jermall Charlo. We see his last fight was against a guy moving up from 154 and Dennis Hogan. Before that, he fought a guy moving up from 154 and Brandon Adams. And before that, he had a gift decision over Matt Korobov. We see that he's looking bad against low-level competition, guys that aren't in his weight class, guys that really aren't at the level of Canelo Alvarez at all. And we see that he hasn't done anything to really deserve a fight with Canelo Alvarez. He doesn't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. He doesn't want to fight anybody. He just wants the Canelo fight because he wants a payday, and he doesn't care about losing his O as long as it's to Canelo Alvarez for a huge payday. And then we see Triple G. We see Triple G won against Sergey Derevyanchenko in a close split decision. I thought should have been a draw, but and then we see he's going to be defending his title soon against another unknown fighter. But we see that he really doesn't want to fight anybody tough either. He just wanted a belt to help him get the Canelo Alvarez fight. So we see that is another option for Canelo Alvarez. And I'm going to tell you all right now why all these fights could happen and will happen in this year. Canelo Alvarez is campaigning at 160 pounds. He's a WBC franchise champion, and he's the WBA super middleweight champion. And he's going to be moving down 160 pounds from 175. He just needs to make a quick stop at 168 to really slowly take off the pounds and not rush everything, and lose the weight safely and slowly. We see Canelo Alvarez always fights top level guys. He fought Triple G again. He fought Danny Jacobs, Sergey Kovalev. We see that he's the face of boxing. Every fight of his is going to be a mega fight, and we see that all these guys are going to get the smoke from Canelo Alvarez. All these guys are gonna get their chance against Canelo Alvarez. Whether it's Triple G, who Canelo already fought twice. Jermall Charlo is just a tune-up fight for Canelo Alvarez, but it's going to happen. And Demetrius Andrade, we see that fight already almost happened before the Sergey Kovalev fight was announced. Canelo was a day away from signing to fight Demetrius Andrade in the unification fight. So we see that Canelo really isn't shying away from anybody. It's really just stupid to say that Canelo's ducking everybody because he keeps fighting top-level guys and he's not getting credit for it because the biased media, they want to push their false narrative. They want to promote PVC fighters only, and they only want their guys, like black fighters like Demetrius Andrade and Jermall Charlo. They didn't even really like Demetrius Andrade before because Jermall Charlo was ducking him. But now they want anybody that can beat Canelo Alvarez to beat him. So they're not going to give Canelo credit for anybody but for fighting their guy, and they're obviously going to pick them over Canelo Alvarez, which is honestly just stupid because these guys haven't shown any real skills to match up to Canelo Alvarez. But these fights all will happen. Again, Canelo's already came close to fighting Demetrius Andrade. He was a day away from signing. Triple G already got the fight twice, and Jermall Charlo is nothing but a tune-up fight. Look forward to Canelo Alvarez's next fight at 168 against either Smith or Saunders, probably Saunders, and look forward to him campaigning at 160 pounds and going undisputed. Thank you for tuning in to Unbiased Boxing Talk, and we'll see you in the next episode.